horse friends, and welcome back to a slightly spooky edition of The Imperfect Question. Today I'm going out on a ride with JJ and we'll be talking about a couple of paranormal stories.
I kinda adore you, but don't get too proud. You're like my favorite snack, I won't say it out loud. I won't say you're perfect, we all know you're not. But hey, you're the best kind of way that I got.
So it's actually a lovely day for a ride out today. The sun has come out, considering it's been raining so much in the week. That's lovely and a bit of a miracle. JJ is being pretty good walking away from home today. She has had a couple of little nappy stops, but nothing as much as usual. Ooh, looking at the puddle there and into the field. She likes to kind of stop at gateways, don't know why, whether it's the different smells that suddenly hit her. Walk on. Good girl, walk on. We're at a gateway here. Good girl, walk on. Good girl, off we go. But it's been a pleasant ride so far. We even actually managed a bit of a trot away from home, and it was a moderately long one for JJ. Yeah, you know she doesn't tend to go too far with trot. So that was good because she's not usually very willing to trot away from home. So some improvements there as well. Oh, something big and shiny in the field down there. I have no idea what that is, JJ. It's like big plastic sheeting in a field ahead. Good girl. And it's never been there before. Maybe it's some kind of polytunnel being put up for farming. I don't know. We might see if we get that far. Good girl. Walk on. So I did promise you that it was going to be a bit of a spooky ride. And that doesn't mean that we're riding at midnight, and it doesn't mean that we're going to have lots of ghosts and ghouls and goblins and leprechauns and things all jumping out on us in a ride, and it doesn't mean that we're having a spooky ride as in she's going to be scared of everything and anything. Although if that big shiny plastic thing does take off, we might get to see that as well, who knows. So hopefully not. I hope it's not that kind of a spooky ride. But what I am meaning when I say a spooky ride is I'm going to tell you some ghosty tales. Now, a little thing that a lot of people don't know about me, well, if you know me very well, you do know, because I will have mentioned it before, but if you don't know me very well, I believe in ghosts. And the reason I believe in ghosts is because I grew up in a haunted house. And if you grow up in a haunted house, you don't really get a lot of choice about believing in ghosts. Now, I want to tell you first of all about the first ghost I ever saw, and then we'll go on to a little bit more horse-related stories. I've seen lots and lots of ghosts in my lifetime, and also lots of different paranormal type events and things that have happened. So, I've got lots of different types of stories. But the first ghost I ever saw, I must have been around about 4 years old. I might have been 3, something along those lines. Anyway, and I was still afraid of the dark. Good girl. We're at another gateway, so she's just having a look around and some sniffs in the air. Walk on, JJ. Come on. Walk on. Good girl. There we go. Walk on. Good girl. There we are. Let's get going again. Off we go. And it had come the time of day where it was my bedtime. So we've got my 2 brothers and my sister staying with us. And one of my brothers took me upstairs to take me to bed. My dad had told him to take me to bed. So he took me upstairs, good girl, to bed. Walk on, JJ. Come on, good girl. And as a joke, when he went out the room, he turned off my light. Now, the landing light was still on, but you know what it's like when you're a kid and you're afraid of the dark? That's just not good enough. Oh, there's a little caterpillar crossing the road. That's a bit strange. Sorry about the detouring story then. So basically, I got really upset and he'd run off and I went to the bedroom door crying. Now, I knew I wasn't supposed to leave the bedroom because I'd been put to bed, and I didn't want to go back out and downstairs again because I thought I'd been in trouble, but I wanted my light left on. So I was crying and calling for my brother and asking him to come turn the light back on and just crying. And the way the bedroom was set out, if I can try and describe it, so I'm in a doorway of the bedroom. immediately to my right, at like a right angle, there's another door to the bedroom, which was my mum and dad's room. Obviously they're all downstairs at the moment though, and that was dark as well, so it's a bit scary standing by two dark doorways. And then straight opposite, because it was like the end of the hallway, so straight opposite there's another room which has like a computer and some tools and things like that, some cupboards in there. It was just like a storage room. It had been like my cot room when I'd been a baby. It's a small room, and then to the left there's a more open hallway, some other rooms like the bathroom, another bedroom and a cupboard, toilet, things like that. And right to the far left is a staircase that went downstairs, and the staircase is like a dog leg staircase, so it goes down, turns back on itself and goes down again. So I'm looking straight across, good girl JJ, at the computer room that's opposite where my room was. And in there's a chair, and under the chair there was a toolbox. And I thought in the dark light of that room, here's a car, let's just get out of the way, come on, out of the way, good girl, that I could see my brother kind of curled up behind the chair, pretending not to be there. We'll just have to wait for this car to come up. So I was calling to my brother, whose name's Alistair. I was going, Alistair, come turn the light on. And I thought I was talking to my brother. Wait for the car. Thank you. Very nice of them to go past so slowly. So whilst I was looking at what I thought was my brother, curled up behind the chair, just kind of crouched down with his hands on his head, if you know what I mean, I heard like a little bang to my left, kind of by the stairs. So I looked towards the stairs, didn't see anything there at all, didn't actually think anything of it either, because, the house did make little bangs and things. And obviously there was people downstairs, and that's by the stairs. And then I looked back again to reappeal to my brother to come and turn the light on. And when I looked back, only at that point did I realise that the person I was looking at was not solid. I could see through them, and I had no idea what that was at all. I'd never heard of ghosts. I wasn't projecting, Dan, let me see some spooky thing, or I hadn't seen a cartoon that had got a ghost in. No one had explained what they were. But I saw this person that I genuinely believed was my brother, and suddenly I could see through them. And that really scared me. So I screamed at the top of my lungs. And my brother had actually been hiding down the stairs, just around the corner a little bit. And he came running up and was like, what's wrong? And I was trying to explain to him what was going on, that I'd seen someone and I could see through them, and it scared me. And he basically put me to bed, put the light on. I'm pretty sure one of my parents came up and just comforted me and got me back to bed and back to sleep and told me everything was okay. And then that was the end of that. And no one's ever actually mentioned that to me again since. So I don't know what was discussed downstairs, or if they just thought I was making things up or whatever. But that was the first ghost I ever saw. Now, as we went on, the ghost didn't really appear in the house again, but it was more like a poltergeist type thing. So it would do things in the house. Hey, good girl. Come on, walk on. Good girl. So things would happen, move around, get pushed around. Shall we turn around here, JJ? Lights would go on and off, lampshades, big glass lampshades would fall and smash, that kind of thing. So, and it was always in a bit of a strange circumstance. So that's how comes I have to believe in ghosts, because they were just there. And lots of things have happened, not just at home, but we've seen ghosts in other places and things since. My parents have had some small interactions, although generally they deny the existence of ghosts. Now JJ's feeling a bit more for it, so I'm going to take the opportunity to just trot with her. Good girl. She does need the exercise after all. Good girl. So if I move on now to some more horse related ones, so let's say spooky tales from the stables, although they're not all ghost related. In fact, I'm going to start with one that's not ghost related. Let's see how far JJ can trot first. Good girl. Good girl. Starting to slow down a bit, we are on a hill. I don't know if you can tell. Good girl. She did well then, trotting up the hill. Well done, JJ. So, the first one I'll tell you, spooky horse-related story, is I have had an out-of-body experience. I've only ever had one out-of-body experience, and actually it lasted probably less than a second or two. So it's not like I went wandering and experiencing, let's go visit this place. But it's enough for me to have experienced and believe in out-of-body experiences and that they are possible. We were at the stables when I was younger, as a teen, me and my friend, and we had our ponies. I had a black and white cob, and she had a palomino. Oh, there's a car going. Let's try trot again. Good girl. She had a palomino polo pony, and we were both trotting around the field. Let's just get past this car. Good. Thank you. Good girl. There we are, we made it. Oh, she's trotting well up the hill. Good girl. Oh, she's tired. Good boy, JJ. Good girl. So we were both, good girl, trotting around the field, and we had up a small jump, and we'd been kind of taking it in turns to go round, jump the jump. Now I was approaching the jump on my cob, and he was a very good jumper, but this was a very small jump this day, nothing too taxing, probably only 1.5 foot, 2 foot, something very small it was, I do remember. And for some reason, coming up to this jump on this occasion, he started doing flying changes. Now at the time, I didn't actually know what flying changes were. I just knew that he started swinging his body kind of left and right. But my friend told me after that he'd been doing flying changes. So I mean, you can imagine, it's like so if you don't know what a flying change is, when the horse, if you look at my arms, when a horse canters, they have one leg that goes in front of the other. And what they do if they change direction is they change the lead to a different leg. So flying changes, and there were one-time flying changes. So he was going like this, 1, 1, 1, 1, in like a rhythm. So you can see how that's like a swing to it like that. So my body was swaying right and left going up to the jump. I didn't really know what he was doing, but I got in rhythm with him. And when we got to the jump, he usually goes straight over, so I was fully expecting him to go straight over, but whether it's because he didn't feel balanced because he was doing flying changes or he just didn't want to, I don't know. We got to the jump and he'd been doing like a one-time change, and all of a sudden he did 2 strides to the left, and I'd been going right, left with him, so my body went right and he went left, and he went round the jump and I went over the jump. Now this is where it happened. For some reason, when I got flung off the horse, my body kind of went sideways over the jump, like swung off sideways, and I got flung out my body, and I was above my body. I actually saw my body come off sideways and then go down and hit the floor. But then as soon as it had hit the floor, I was back in my body. So it's like we're talking fractions of seconds, or a second. I need to get out of the way again because there's another car coming. So we'll just go over into this gateway. Ooh. Good girl. I'll let her have a bit of grass whilst it goes by. And say thank you to them. Thank you. Oh, it's got a trailer on as well. Good girl, JJ. She says, as long as I get grass, I do not care. So after that, I'd hurt my head a bit. And we stood up and I went to sit down by the stable. My friend caught my horse and sorted him out, and then she came and saw me. And I did feel not very well, and actually the sky looked a slightly funny colour. So my mum came down to the stables and took me to the hospital. So whilst I was getting seen in the hospital, they were doing checkups and asking questions, and I thought, do you know what, I've seen out-of-body experience, people mention it on telly and things like that, and you always wonder, how do they know that these people have had them? And I thought it must be when they're looking through records and they just need to know a record of when people have had these things. So I thought, I'm going to tell the doctor that I've had an out-of-body experience, because hopefully, even if he doesn't believe me, he'll write it down on the paperwork she thinks she's had an out-of-body experience, and then if anybody ever wanted to research these things, they would find cases of it. I thought I better tell him. So I just piped up the college and I goes, oh, I had an out-of-body experience when this happened, and told him about it, and he just completely kind of swept to the side, didn't believe it at all, and just goes, you've got concussion, and blamed it all on the concussion, which, you know, I've had a concussion a couple of times, and that's never happened with any other concussion, so I really doubt that, and I do believe it did happen. So that was a really interesting experience for me. So next stable spooky story is that we were down the stables, me and two of my friends, and we were going to collect the ponies from the field. So we were walking up past the school, and off to the side over there was like there's a hedge and a gateway to one of our paddocks. There were 3 paddocks on that side, so there's like a paddock to the right, one kind of, you'd have to travel up to the left more, and then right far away to the left past the caravan site there was another paddock, and our horses were all up in that top paddock. Now, we were going up towards the top paddock, but we could see this gateway from the lower field on the right, and all of us thought we saw a white horse with the head over the gate. Now, we knew there wasn't a white horse at the yard, so I presumed it was my friend's horse, Cob Keelan, and we thought somebody had probably put him in that field for some reason, and we were a bit confused, but we thought we'll walk up and we'll go get the other horses first. I mean, I know it sounds silly, but we kind of all realised at the same time that you could see through this horse as well, and we were a bit like, that was really strange. It kind of looked like a ghost after, and then when we went up to the top field, all the horses were up there, so it couldn't have been any of our horses at all. And we went back down and we all looked in and checked, and there was no horse in that field at all, and we didn't actually have a white horse like that on the farm at the time. So it was really strange, and actually for my 2 friends, it was their very first time seeing a ghost, so they thought that was a really cool experience. And actually I don't usually see many ghost animals, so that was really a good experience for me as well. So I have one final tale, and it's another strange one. It's not a ghost one, it's a doppelganger one. So there have actually been several times in my life where people have said that they have seen me when it's not been me. And I don't know how this would work, if it's some sort of out-of-body thing that I don't remember, or if it's literally just something a bit stranger than that, I don't know. But this would be the 3rd time in my life that somebody had said they'd seen me when I wasn't there. And it was actually the first time in daylight, because the other 2 times had been at night time, whilst people had been like, you know, I had one friend have a sleepover with me, and she woke up in the night and saw me doing strange things, like I think I was picking wallpaper off the wall, and but when she spoke to me and says, "What are you doing?" and I just said, "I'm picking wallpaper," and she was like, "That is strange." I was like, "Just go back to sleep," and she's like, "Whatever," and turned over to go back to sleep, and we were having a sleepover with sleeping bags, and when she turned over to go back to sleep, I was actually in the sleeping bag next to her, and she looked back again and there was no one there. So that was one time, but this one happened at the stable. So basically it was in the daytime, and one of my friends, she was just doing normal chores at the stable, and when she went past from the field, she thought she saw me at the arena watching someone else having a lesson, and she shouted over to me and didn't get any acknowledgement at all. And then she went to do her chores and thought she'd come back up to me, and she thought she saw me still there, but as she walked over, I wasn't there at all. There was no one there. So she was like, "That is really weird," and she was convinced it was me. So when I turned up later that evening with my other friend to go and do our horsey stuff, I think I'd actually been at work or out, or I'd been with the other friend anyway at the point that the lady had seen me. And I turned on, and she was like, "Why didn't you talk to me earlier?" And she was a bit confused as to why I didn't acknowledge her when she was shouting over to me earlier. So she genuinely thought it was me. And I was like, "I haven't been here today." We were, and then I can't remember where we were, work or something. I'm like, "We were at work." So that was a very strange experience. And that's happened to me 3 times in my life where people have thought they've seen me before. And I've actually have seen a doppelganger of some other people before, where I've swore that someone's been walking out the door with like shopping or something like that, and I pass them, I'm like, "You all right? Do you need a hand?" And they're like, no, it's fine. And then you walk in another room and they're there. So I've had some strange experiences like that myself. So that's just a really strange thing. I don't know how that works at all. But if they are actually anything to do with me, I don't remember that at all. It's not like an out-of-body experience where I had before, where you know that you've gone out. So I don't know if it's something completely different. If you've any idea, or you've got any spooky stories, especially if they're horsey or stable related, please do let me know, because I love a good ghost story. It's another thing that I'm really interested in, all these kind of things. I have lots and lots of ghost stories, but they're my only kind of stable or horse related ones. And obviously you heard my first ghost experience as well. So we've got some cars coming. We're going to go back to the opening here. Good girl. Let's just get out the way. Because we don't want to become a ghost story, do we, JJ? The girl that rides with the horse down the lane with the funky mane. The white lady on the fjord. Let's see, they're coming up now. Good girl, JJ. So I've got her with a shortish rein, because the other week she did just decide to try and go home again. Thank you. Thank you. I thought I saw 3, but maybe only 2. Good girl. Okay, we are actually on our pathway to go home now. I hope that you all have an excellent Halloween, a good spooky time. Maybe go to some parties, dress up a bit, have lots of good food. And if you do anything like communicate with spirits, I hope they bring you good messages for yourself and anyone that you know who they have left behind. So if you have any kind of ghost stories at all, I really would love to hear them. If it's not been your kind of episode today, I do apologise. I will probably get back to normal stuff in the future, but it's just because we're coming up to Halloween and it is a favourite time of year for me. My house is very well decorated for Halloween, and I've actually got the horsemanship ladies coming over. We've got a car coming. I think let's pull over here a little bit. Oh no, okay, let's go to the next one. She didn't want to stop there, she said. So you should see my house all Halloween decorated if I get to film the ladies having coffee and cake. Anyway, we're just going to pull over and see if there's a car. No, it was just my ears. JJ was playing with these puddles earlier. I'll probably drop that in at the end for you to see. But other than that, I'll see you again next time. Don't forget to like and share. If you don't already subscribe, please do subscribe. It does help us. We do lots of different things. We go out hacking. We do some ground training. Lots of different things. Have a look through. See you again next time. Bye.